Good afternoon everyone. Myself Vasudha Parkhi, Senior Faculty for Food and Beverage Service. In today's session, we'll be doing practical for the introduction with food and beverage service equipments. So before we go ahead for the introduction with the food and beverage service equipment, so we need to understand what is a food and beverage service equipment and what are the different criteria for selecting food and beverage service equipment. When we say about the equipments is basically time saving and manpower saving devices. So when it comes to equipments for any F&B establishments, the equipments what we use for the service of food and beverages which is used by guests is equipments for the food and beverage service. In restaurant there are variety of equipment used for the service of food and beverages. In today's session, we will be introducing with the different kinds of equipment which is required for the service of food. So, when it comes to selecting equipment for the organization or any establishment, there are certain criteria that need to be kept in the mind. What are these criteria? Basically, the first thing is that what is the budget of organization. There are range of variety available in the market which suits to the requirement of the buyer. So, what is your budget? On that basis you can select the equipment. Number 2, what is the design and pattern of the restaurant, whether your restaurant is a theme based, any specialty restaurant, on that basis the design of the equipment can be selected. Number 3, how frequently equipment is going to be used. On that basis, you have to select the equipment. Next point, when it comes to equipment, especially with the food and beverage service, what type of menu is going to be offered in the restaurant, on that basis you will select the equipment. For example, if you don't have a pasta variety in the menu, there will be no requirement of pasta dishes. If you don't have a sizzlers in the menu item, you don't require sizzler dishes. So, what type of menu you are going to offer, whether it is a la carte, it is tablecloth, on that basis you will select the equipment. Next point will be like type of clientele, whom you are catering. If you are expecting guests from around the globe, if your restaurant or organization is a fine dine restaurant, on that basis the quality of equipment will be selected, because the huge investment is involved in purchasing of any equipment. For that reason, we need to think about the kind of clientele you are going to cater, because the cost of the equipment will be recovered when you are pricing menu. Next point, durability of equipment. When it comes to F&B equipment, especially with the glassware and crockery, what is the breakage rate? So, you need to keep in mind the breakage rate and what is the durability of the equipment. Next point, when you need to purchase equipment, availability in the local market. The equipment when you have to buy next time, it should be easily available in the local market, plus the supply of the equipment should be on time. So, all these are the points need to be considered when you are finalizing selecting equipments for your organization. Now, let us go ahead. What are the different types of equipment which is commonly used in a F&B service department? So, equipments are categorized between furniture. Furniture includes your tables, chairs and sideboard. Then next comes your tableware. Under tableware, flatware, cutlery, hollowware and miscellaneous items. So, we will see one by one. For next category is tableware. Under tableware, flatware, cutlery and hollowware. So, cutlery is a general term which is used for spoon, forks and knives. But technically under cutlery only knives is considered, and flatware, spoon and forks. So, let us introduce with the types of knives. So, here you can see the variety of knives. So, first I will explain you about the parts of knife. So, this is called tip of knife, this is the blade, cutting edge of knife and this is the handle of knife. So, the knife what I am holding, it is called BMB knife, which is used for the applying butter on a bread. In other word, it can be called side knife. It is always kept on the side plate and side knife. It is on the left side of the guest. This is called B&B knife or side knife. This is fish knife used for the fish course. This is all-purpose knife or joint knife. As name it suggests, it can be used for all courses, so it is called all-purpose, and it is used for the main course, so it become a joint knife. Joint knife means for eating main course like a joints, rieve, entree, roast. For that also you can use this knife. So this is joint knife or all-purpose knife. Next is steak knife. You can see the design of the blade. The cutting edge of this knife is a little sharp compared to the other knife. So this is a steak knife. As you know, the steak is a little tough meat. For cutting the tough meat, the knife cutting edge of knife should be little sharper. So the cutting edge of knife is sharp. This is called steak knife for the steak. Now, always you need to remember, when you are laying cutlery on a table, knife always laid with the fork. Only fork or only knife, never. It should be always with the knife and fork together. So here we have forks. This is the fork. Fork has 4 prongs, and this is the handle of the fork. So this is all-purpose fork, which goes along with the all-purpose knife. Next is dessert fork, mainly for the dessert course. Even for the fruits also you can use this fork. This is called dessert fork, which goes along with the dessert spoon. This is the dessert spoon. So fork and spoon will go together for a dessert course. Next is service fork. Service fork used along with the service spoon, mainly for the service of meal, which is we served during silver service from platter to plate service. So when you have to use together, so it is called service gear. Spoon and fork together for the service of main course. So you have to use the service spoon and fork for the service of food. It is used for the silver service. So now next we will move ahead for the spoons. Here we have a spoons. So this part of the spoon is called bowl of the spoon, and this is the handle of the spoon. So this is all-purpose spoon, which can be used for the eating sauce when you serve Indian food or any food which accompanies with the variety of sauces. This spoon can be used for the sauces as well. This spoon you can use for the cereals during breakfast. So this is all-purpose spoon. This is the soup spoon. You can see the shape of the bowl of the spoon is a little round, so it can be used for eating soup. Service spoon, I already introduced about the service spoon. So it is used for the service of main course along with the service fork. Now here we have a dessert spoon. Dessert spoon is used for the dessert course only. Fruits or any dessert, it can be Indian or it can be Conti or any dessert. So dessert spoon is used with the dessert fork. Now next is teaspoon. Generally in hotels, tea or coffee is served without sugar. When you have to add sugar and mix sugar with the tea, so teaspoon is required. So this is exclusively for the mixing sugar with the tea. Next is a coffee spoon. See the length of spoon and size of spoon. Generally after meal coffee, which is served in a small cup. So that small cup is called demi-tasse cup. It is a French term for the half cup. Demi means half and tasse means cup. So the height of cup or size of cup is smaller, the spoon is also smaller. So this is mainly used for the after meal coffee. So we have done with the cutlery. So once again I'll explain you. This is B&B knife or side knife, which is used for applying butter on a bread. This is fish knife, mainly for the fish course. This is AP knife, all purpose knife or joint knife for the main course. This is a steak knife for the steaks. This is all purpose fork, which is used along with the AP knife. This is dessert fork for the desserts. This is service fork, which is always used along with the service spoon for the service of main course. Now spoons. This is all purpose spoon, mainly used for the gravies, sauces, sometimes cereals. This is a soup spoon for the soup. This is service spoon, which is already introduced. Dessert spoon for the desserts. Teaspoon for service of tea. And this is coffee spoon for the service of coffee, preferably after meal coffee. So we have done with the cutlery. Now we'll go ahead with the hollowware. So next variety is hollowware. Under hollowware you can see teapots, coffee pots, sugar pot, milk pot, water jug and entree dish. So this is teapot. This is coffee pot. You can see the difference between teapot and coffee pot. So coffee pot is little cylindrical shape. Teapot, the bottom part of the teapot is little wider. It comes in a different capacity, 2 cc, 4 cc. As per your requirement you can purchase. This is called milk creamer, mainly for the service of milk along with the tea and coffee. This is sugar pot with the lid for the service of sugar along with tea, coffee. This is a tea strainer for a service of tea. This is entree dish. This is oval entree dish for the main course. This is a flat platter. This is curry bowls with the lid. Here we have two different sizes of curry bowl. This curry bowl is for 1 serving. This is for the 3 serving. Now here in all entree dish, the size is available in the market for 1 serving, for 2 serving. It can be also large, medium, small, even for the tea and coffee pot also. Now here you need to remember, this is the items or equipments what you require for the service of tea, coffee. Nowadays the current trend, according to the current trend, all this equipment is not required for the service of tea or coffee. Nowadays there will be one slope basin which will carrying all single serving sachets of tea, coffee, low calorie sugar, brown sugar, milk powder for 1 serving, and it is kept on the table. Just you need to carry the pot of hot water and guest can make his own tea. So as a knowledge you should know that these are the equipments which is you require for the service of tea, coffee. But nowadays majority of the places, this is the slope basin which contains all the single serving sachets. It will this slope basin will hold all the sachets of tea, coffee, everything. Okay. Next item in Hollowware is water jug. Now here there is a pattern what we have, but organization to organization, design and pattern of water jug may vary. So this is a stainless steel water jug. This also comes under Hollowware, mainly used for the service of water. Next category is miscellaneous equipments. The equipments which is not come under the category of tableware, flatware, cutlery, Hollowware is all miscellaneous equipments. So under miscellaneous, here we have variety of equipment. So we'll start with the center table appointments. In short, it is called ABC. A stands for ashtray, B stands for bud vase, C stands for the cruet set. So these three items is kept in the center of the table. So it is referred as a center table appointment, or you can say ABC: ashtray, bud vase and cruet set. Next, here you can see bread basket, which is used for the service of bread, Indian bread or bread. So it is always used with the cloth napkin or tissue paper. Then here we have a napkin ring. This napkin ring is used for the holding napkin on a guest table. This is how napkin ring is used for a holding napkin, and the napkin which is kept on a guest table in the center of the cover. This is a table number. In restaurant, each table will have a specific number. To indicate that table number, the small piece of paper which has the table number and which is inserted here in the gap and which is kept on the table, which is visible for both guest as well staff. This is table number. Now this is a toothpick stand, just to keep the toothpick in the stand. So this is a toothpick stand. After meal, toothpick is offered to the guest. So this is a toothpick stand. This is a straw holder for holding straws. This is called sauce boat. So the use of sauce boat is mainly for the service of accompanying sauces. For example, if you are serving pasta, the extra sauce which you need to serve along with the pasta, it will goes in the sauce. Or if guests order for the vanilla ice cream with hot chocolate sauce will be served in the sauce boat. This sauce boat will have an underlined plate along with the sauce ladle. So guests can use directly sauce boat for pouring sauce on the top, or can be used with the sauce ladle. This is sauce boat. Next is, this is butter dish. This is the butter knife. The butter knife, what you have observed in a cutlery, that is for applying. This butter knife which goes along with the butter dish. So this knife is used for taking butter from butter dish to bread. So this is butter knife. This is butter dish. This is the butter pot. This is ice pot. This is underlined plate. When you cut butter in a small pieces or in a thin slice, butter may melt. So you need to put ice in a ice pot, butter in the butter pot, and the butter pot you need to keep it on a ice pot. This is the lid for the butter dish. And this is the butter knife what guests will use for taking butter from butter pot to on a bread. This is ice cream cup. It can be used for the service of ice cream as well. You can serve any Indian dessert like halwa, gulab jamun. and always it is along with the underplate. So, this is ice cream cup. This is reserve board. Any guest who reserve table in the restaurant, to indicate that this table is reserved, this board is kept on the table to show that the table is reserved. This is a reserve, these are called signboards. So, this is a reserve signboard. This is a tissue paper holder, napkin holder. The tissue paper, generally in all standard organization, fine dine restaurant, tissue papers are not used, but in case if it is required, so the tissue paper or paper napkin is kept in this holder or in the stand. Next is dish cover. Mainly for when you are doing service for the room service, the guests who are residing in the hotel. So, the food is supplied in the guest room. So, whenever food is carried from the kitchen to guest room, it is always covered. So, this is the flat dish cover. This is the flat. When you have to carry food in a tray, the dish will be covered with the dish cover. Then you need to keep one napkin when you have to carry more than one plate. So, that time the flat dish cover is preferred. You will keep one paper napkin on it, second plate will be on a top, and then it will be covered with the dish cover. So, this is a flat dish cover mainly for the room service. So, there is one more dish cover which is a dome shape. This is a dome shape. So, dome shape dish cover for the room service. This is salver. Round tray is called a salver. These round trays are available in variety of material. It is available in stainless steel, aluminium, acrylic. So, this is acrylic one, mainly used for the beverage service or lightweight items. When you are carrying tea, if you are doing tea coffee service, so you can carry in the salver. Even for the beverages in the bar area also. So, this is round tray is called salver. Here you can see nameplates when you are putting buffet. So, to indicate the name of dish, this buffet tags or you can remove. This is buffet tag or nameplates for the buffet. Now, here this is a bill folder which is used for the presenting bill. Always remember, whenever you are presenting bill to the guest, it is never presented openly. It is always in a bill folder. The amount of bill is never disclosed. Next category is bar equipments. Now, this is a training restaurant. So, we have a limited bar equipments. As such, we are not operating our bar on full-fledged basis. So, what are the basic equipments which is commonly used in all bars? That equipment we have. So, I am going to show you what are the bar equipments we have. Under bar equipment, even glassware also comes under bar equipment. But the glassware, what we are going to do it, we are going to have a separate session for the glassware. Now, let us I'll explain you about the bar equipment. So, in bar equipment, variety of equipment which is used in the bar. The basic equipment what I said, this is the ice bucket with ice stone. This is ice stone. This is ice bucket for the service of ice. This is called jigger or peg measure. So, generally in a hotel bar, beverage service, spirits or alcohol is served in a peg system. For measuring that peg, this jigger or this equipment used is called jigger or peg measure. So, this small cup is for a 30 ml capacity and this large one is for a 60 ml capacity. So, this is 30 ml, this is a 60 ml. Generally, when it is used for the commercial purpose, it should be stamped by the excise department. Then only it is authorized to use for a commercial purpose. This is called cocktail shaker. For this cocktail shaker is used for a mixing of more than 2 ingredients cocktail which is made by the shaken method. So this is glass and this is the cap of the cocktail shaker. You can mix all ingredients by shaking. There is a particular way to shake the cocktail. Now next is glass rimmer. So some cocktail which we serve in glasses, the glass need to be rimmed either with the lemon juice, with the sugar or a salt. So this is the glass rimmer. You can see here it is labeled as a salt. This is lime juice and this is a sugar. For some cocktails, glass need to be rimmed with either lime juice, salt or sugar. So this glass rimmer is used for it. So you can see it is labeled. This is for salt, lime juice, sugar. So glass is rimmed and then cocktail will be served in the glass. So this is glass rimmer. Next is bar caddy, which can hold the necessary equipments which is required in the bar. So this is called bar caddy. Here we have few equipments. It is called muddler. Cocktails which is made with the muddling method, this muddler is required. Ingredients put it in the glass, just you need to muddle it to extract the flavor. So this is muddler. It is available in the plastic as well wooden. So we have a plastic one. This is a mixing spoon which is used in the bar. So when you have to mix any ingredients, so this mixing spoon is used. So this is bar mixing spoon. So next equipment under bar equipment, this is the wine chiller with the stand. So even only wine bucket can be used for chilling of wine. So here you can see the way the wine is kept in the wine bucket. So when we serve wine, after first service of wine, is in case is there any wine which is left in the bottle, and the wine which is served at chill temperature need to be kept chilled during service. So wine chiller is required to keep that wine chilled. So wine chiller will have ice in it. Whatever the wine which is left over after the service, the wine bottle is kept on a bed of ice, plus the bottle need to be covered with the ice. Either you can keep directly as wine chiller near to the guest, or you can use the wine chiller with the stand. And there will be a serviette along with this, because wine bottle is wet. When guest will take out the wine bottle, or we have to go for the second serving of wine, the bottle will be wet. So the bottle need to be wiped, and then you have to serve wine in the guest glass. So this is wine chiller, wine bucket with the wine stand. So we have done with the bar equipment. Next category of equipment is furniture. As I said, wide range of material available in the market which suits to your requirement. Now when it comes to furniture, so definitely the most preferable material is a wooden one, but the material is available in the market in the plastic, iron, wrought iron, but more preferable for the fine dine or standard organization is wooden one. So under furniture, chairs, tables and sideboard. So first we will see chair. So here what we have is a chair which is wooden one for a dining or for the restaurant. The chair will be with the cushion, and chairs will have arms. Even arms will have a cushion to rest guest hand. So this is most important part. Secondly, the height of chair will be total 3 feet. The height is totally divided, like height of chair from ground to till seat area is 18 inches. From seat area to till here will be 18 inches. Then back, from front to back area of the seat, the depth of seat area is 18 inches. So this is what the standard size of the chairs, plus the main part what you need to remember, this is for the fine dine restaurant, the chair should have a cushions and arms also with the cushions. Next, tables. For a restaurant, 3 shapes table is used. Square, what you can see here is a square table, rectangle table and round table. So these 3 shapes table will be more preferable shapes. For a banquet, there will be a rectangle table which is little bigger size, but for the restaurant, only any 2 combination of shapes, either square rectangle or square round or rectangle round. Generally, capacity of the tables is for 2 guests, 4 guests, 6 guests, 6 to 8 guests. If you have a more number of guests for the restaurant, so tables can be joined to increase the capacity. For that reason, the most preferable shapes will be either any 2 out of 3. So here we have a square table. So size is vary according to the capacity of the table, which can accommodate 4 number of guests, 2 number of guests, 6 number of guests. Accordingly, size is vary, which is we already explained to you all people. Now, as I said, the table will be material for the table also vary, plastic, iron, wooden, or it can be combination of both wooden and iron. Here we have a combination of wooden and iron table. Now for the table, restaurant table, you need to remember all tables will be covered with the multan cloth. This is a training restaurant, so we don't have a multan cloth on a table. Multan is a soft cloth which is covered on a tabletop. There are 3 basic uses of multan cloth. That is the reason the all restaurant table need to be covered with the multan. What are these 3 uses? Number 1 use is when you are placing any atom on a table, it will deaden noise, it will absorb noise. Number 2, when you lay a tablecloth on a table, it will stay firmly on a table. Number 3, the edges of table can protect. When you have a multan cloth, the edges of the table, it is little sharper, especially with the wooden one, so it may hurt. So if you have a multan, it will protect guest. It will protect guest hand. Number 4, in case of any spoilage, any gravy, any sauce, any atom which is falls on the table, if table has a multan, on multan there will be a tablecloth, so tabletop can be saved from the spoiling. For this 4 reason, all restaurant tables will have a multan cloth. Okay. Now the size of table, as I said, according to the requirement, according to the capacity, the size is vary. For example, if you want to accommodate 2 number of guests, so the size of table for the square table will be 30 inches. So round table will have a 3 feet diameter. So size will vary according to your requirement. Shapes will remain the same. Next is a sideboard. Sideboard is basically piece of furniture which holds entire mesa which is required for the service of food and beverages in specific area. So every sideboard can hold mesa which is required to cover 25 to 30 number of guests. So sideboard is a piece of furniture which holds entire mesa for the service of food and beverage. For that reason, it is also called dummy waiter. Sideboard will have a shelves and drawers where you can store all service equipment which is required for the service of food. You can see here the sideboard will have a number of shelves where you can keep items segregated, stainless steel ware, miscellaneous ware separate, crockery separate, linen, glassware. This is a training restaurant sideboard, so we don't keep glasses and linen over here, but in hotel sideboard you will find the linen as well or some of the glassware. So when you are storing this items in the sideboard, you need to remember it should be lined with the paper. Heavier atom goes down, lighter atom goes up. Plus sideboard will have a drawers. In drawers we can keep all necessary cutlery which is required for the service of food. You can see the cutlery also kept in a separate compartment according to different types. So it is also labeled. When the restaurant is busy, it will be more easy to take a particular spoon, fork, whatever it is required. It saves your time. The top of the sideboard is used for the keeping items, extra sets of cruet set, extra ashtrays, badwas, preparatory sauces, menu card, water jug. This is the top of the sideboard. Next is linen. Linen basically is a typical type of cotton which is used for an industry purpose. Now here you can see the tablecloth which has a typical type of cotton. This is the most preferable variety of cotton for an industry purpose. So tablecloth, according to the size and shape of the tablecloth are stitched. So what are the size of table? You need to remember that the fall of tablecloth, when you lay a tablecloth on a table, the fall of tablecloth should be 18 inches below. So that you need to remember. Now here we have a square table. So tablecloth which fitted for the square shaped tablecloth. So we have a square shaped tablecloth. Also apart from the linen, there is a tablecloth which comes in a damask material. This is the tablecloth for the square table. Now on a tablecloth we lay another tablecloth that is called either slip cloth or we can use table runners. So when it comes to slip cloth or table runners, mainly it is used to cover the stains on a tablecloth. When it comes to washing of tablecloth, there are some stains which cannot be removed. So it will remain as it is on a tablecloth. To cover up that stain, slip cloth is used or table runners. So slip cloth, no matter what size of table, what shape of table, the slip cloth will be in a fixed size, that is 3 by 3, 3 feet by 3 feet. It is square in a shape. When it comes to laying on a table, on the size of, according to the size and shape of the table, it can be laid in a diamond shape. Right now we don't have a slip cloth over here, but I can show you. So this is the way they can use the slip cloth to cover the stains on a table. The size will be little bigger, but in a diamond shape they can lay a slip cloth on a table. Now here we have a table runners. Restaurant may have either runners or they can use slip cloth. So this is table runners. Now next is cloth napkin. Cloth napkin which is we offer to our guest. The use of cloth napkin is while having food, guest can wipe his hands and mouth. Secondly, guest can protect his clothes while having food. And third use of cloth napkin, when you can do a nice napkin fold and keep it on a table. So definitely it will enhance the beauty of a restaurant. So cloth napkin also comes in two different sizes. One is 20 inches by 20 inches. This is bigger size what we have, cloth napkin. 20 inches by 20 inches, square shape. Then another size is 18 inches by 18 inches. This is 18 inches by 18 inches. This is cloth napkin. In today's session, we have done with the equipments, furniture, linen, tableware, under tableware, cutlery, flatware, hollowware, some miscellaneous item and some of the bar equipments. So next session will be introducing with the glassware and crockery. Thank you.